Hello. Welcome. Sunday DBC, no. Every Thursday, third week of Thursday, Monday, and Mr. Obishia, a friend is a high life radio, usually a 7 p.m. But because Mr. Obishia, I shift about 4 p.m. Like I say, high life radio, and I would say, Sikasem in a brown. And then your topics from Kokra, Beckham Wasem, topic Nadia, say, I know a thing, decoding generational wealth, lessons from Africa, Dynasty, and then Beckham Wasem. Because you can come, Mr. Obendakon, and Patrick Beffy. Welcome again. Cousin,
Beffy.
And then our my
Sharp. Chill be a legend, chill for you. And Becca African Dynasties once and then say in African history be a different. Now, and Pempi, Ayana legend can say African history a twisting no. And Shedan chess is just about 400, 500 or maximum 600 years ago. Anna Sabini Paboniphobia and I so bet twisting your macacra. Now we're two in futuro Elguini, Senebeya, and so ye. But thankfully, Omwanka some penny funny go or Moba Africa Bisia Diano. Omu said they have to acknowledge the Africans who taught them or the Africans whom they studied from. And it's our information be or just that and you're readily available and who now French and I said probably free France etna some friend Count Constantine Divoni in the year 1787 about Africa. No what it in same piece say civilization, a Greek phone a by and then he had read so many books. I know already books back by Greek philosopher back there friend Herodotus. I know who say Herodotus no wa acknowledge say Niema be no munimno or free Kemet, which is present day Egypt. Now, among all the Egyptian or among all the Greek philosophers, Egypt check Pythagoras. He stayed there for about 22 and a half years until say there was the Persian kingdom capture Egypt and before he left Kemet, which is present day Egypt, Pythagoras theorem, nobody can use to add the the Sphinx, the pyramid, and all those kind of things that. So, Burma, a friend of Constantine Divon, he became very interested. He said, says Uncle Fui, free the enemy, family, so he went there, no, draw in Simbi. Me person reading in Semen Kakra. Now, me are my bonnet of our say all the Egyptians have a bloated face, puffed up eyes, flat nose, thick lips. In a word, the true face of the mulatto. I was tempted to attribute it to the climate, but when I visited the Sphinx, its appearance gave me the key to the riddle. On seeing the head, typically Negro in all its features, Negro, you'll be a black man. I remembered the remarkable passage where Herodotus says, "As for me, I judge the Cochins to be colony of Cochins near Anthrophobia, almost be colonize, almost be take over Egypt for Kakra." Now, or to also call the name of Betra Simbi, or trust just to think of it that this race of black men today, our slave and the object of our scorn, is the very race, is the very race to which we owe our arts, sciences, and even the use of speech. Just imagine, finally, that it is in the midst of people who call themselves the greatest friends of liberty and humanity that one has approved the most barbarous slavery and questioned whether black men have the same kind of intelligence as whites. Now, Obaya no be who sanya mani nyina no. The entire emanitron sansem is because no one who say a year new mabro no came your media before to for my nkwa. So when he came to Africa in that 1787, Obi who say niema nkrofo yi kan nyina no sa enye den enye no kre. So he was against racism. But then in some now all can nani probably bring any dream until so no about back to Africa or be who sani money na I not trust and same way na or see they owe our sciences, even the use of speech, the way I casa literature, all those kind of things. Now say the West, the Europeans, they owe it to Africa. And then he continues to say that these same Africans no or more Egypt na mulatto no. It's because they had mixed with Greeks, the Romans, the Persians, and all those people into no Makala and ISR. But by no who the Spains no, and Debbie, yeah, Caucasians for no, yeah, really NTC, yeah, no, thick. So it means that these people actually fabricated a story in order for them to attribute everything good to themselves. Now, you can say be a science, oh yes, Bibi and it's in that same spirit. Anna. Hypocrites or mockers on the father of modern medicine. It's not true. No, maybe a bit challenging me. Or person challenging me on find the facts, Embra. Hippocrates was never the father of medicine because on one case several thousand years and sana Oba na imhotep my say jumani nyina the rind not the rind no my or the papyrus back no or my nyina dada. So these people try to twist the story, and as a matter of fact, most of this information either say ashino and I say Obia Shedat Naswa Ugugu Grandpa onye the way. I had this from a professor. He's a professor who is studying most of these things. And or demand me go through that information. It will be unlikely to even find it anywhere. But I'll make the link available to people who are interested to read more about it. Nipana Mikan was a friend, Count Constantine Livoni. He came to Africa in 1787. So whether it is physics, whether it's chemistry, whether it is mathematics, remember the Nigerians are even practicing the Virgisimal system, base 20, all these great things. And as a matter of fact, the world that we are coming to talk about, they studied it from here. We need problems, say, but trying to tell us, say, and the only way to defend it is for us to read our history and speak it loud and start teaching young ones at a very young age. You'll build that confidence in them. But train history now, no school, no dia, and no team fan carry. Remember the Moiha, maybe, and as it will be able to enable them to feel empowered. Kasa, Ubihuna, me Kasa. I went to a barber shop one time. Now me Kasa same way. God be to Kwesiko no shimi ni went me ankasa ana masheda na mesa hama mo sa ana me mafa na fi no aye din no hwe me so man hwe na me imiti na me sore ko You think these people, if you don't read the history, they will always put you down, but where are we going to get it? So I'll make the link available. You can click on the link and read more about this particular portion of the African history.
Kasi, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome again, everyone, for Sikasem. And that topic, no, is topic be also council. By the way, Kwesi Desmond, we call also Mr. Bean Books, we call MV Sharp. We kumase moa unsabe kambi. Desmond, we call MV Sharp. We kumase moa unsabe kambi. Books ni bibi ebia or right. So before you best starting on, you make sure say you like it, na you share, na you subscribe so. And the topic, to say kind, decoding generational wealth lessons from African dynasty. And then the Ebidja, we are learning from the dynasties. Decoding the generational wealth. Mr. Obe Michel again. Mr. Kankam so Michel be. Yeah, can say you decode a generational wealth plan anything answer. Mr. Obe, generational wealth.
That's it. Was can come to us. The all kind of say or twasso. Also twasso because one said and Grophobia sorry, oh, where do you hear more history in a year then? The credit said, Bibian's answer.
No,
they see thousands of years ago and one or more rebranding. Now, we'll be a Kennedy. They see I do for no more American. Tembi omo ye bibi hwansha omo didin bebrebe atototo so. Ubo gratives are away. Oh, Russia, when you're uni, and so still also a uni. It was celebrating rap. Passover. Will be a celebrate meal. There was a history in Ukraine here. No? Oh, sorry, I was Abraham blessings am I? And the history. Yeah, pet and will be a team about more the history here. You're sure you're there's no way I'll be to my calling. Abraham baby, I will free. It's impossible. There's no way I'll be to my a dime be a yet 10 foundation and conform. There's no way I'll be who dia a wapa and the foundation, the root no and conform. The history is the root. Now the entire Kawe Munino over the last maybe 2,000 years. Africa, or even earlier, Africa has been under insurgents, one generation to the other, constantly from every front. And you normally be a twapeting. No, no, you go for be doing quite a na bibi kraka bibini you know correct can come history working so him pa usua more dynasties now that's a period of rule by a particular generation. The first 25 they Africans, the first 25. So who's abrophobia bemua but say at least data or say maybe 3,500 BC to about 1,000 BC. Nina na ya before. Nti sa pyramids ya uhuni bebre ni nyina no dodo no a mpanyufo mu di ani mu the pharaohs were dark or black. Is after maybe just about 1,000 BC. Ana nkrofo foforo yede started so be no kura akoko ya no mu be mu. So ebi mu kura track history now. Omoko at least 10,000 years domination of the African race. Now every other race bia or ba Africa say pyramids no pay bibia or bia no ba enya brofo ingwa na started so motion no mano from about 1,000 BC obi obeba Africa bia oba obe fire no money bi we are person kata yechi from the Persians to everybody and this one and yet net started say yeko. This one komua obeka say oh we mo dear no make us because of the distortion of the information I want and then yet Europeans see distortion as Arabs distortion spec so and into that also call far deeper than that no suya because it's as fresh as today. We say there is no time limit between memories. Is the advice of maybe I will take a ball for okay, I said you see, and so what the bear for 10 years. So history is actually fresh to those who know the power of history. And a mudo do say, and as our dynasties no cry yesuyanda, who was the first pharaoh. Abrofuno mu sa no ma we nyina no mu kata so. Kwame Nkrumah three books bebre. Do you know that they criminalized the books? As a matter of fact, the entire young West Africans, at least Africans or your continent, no. Sa history we mo be obo pe nkofo bebre nyina. Still omunya aware no is because nkofo na no mo ma for a friend say interest wo mpa no African Americans no, Jamaicans. And omo books no abrofo no particularly omo machinery no they raised war against it. Omo can say a dangerous information. And they knew it. The news says discoveries nearby. Say yensa ka asembeba. And omo nim African Americans so omo sa ka asembeba. Jamaicans omo sa ka asembeba. So omo hundreds and thousands of these scholars, African scholars, who were so much interested in history deeper than the Broni Bekachire, you know. Omo books omo try any ade nyina nse nye internet here. Enka yemu bebre nke enteda. Omo books no kwa yemu bebre nke omo di African scholars. But at the same time, obi medicine wa ha ye kire no Plato. Aristotle. Adentina womo na ye ka kire womo na people who came before them. And they are so more they are distorted. It is an intentionality. Almost share that sebeya light be. Yes, I saw who normally be more distorted. Even physical evidence of what him say normal way the Africans in a year. Yeah, distorted on the identity. Because the power of history. You know it. And you want to mean African. We are strong. Our weak memory as an African. The only reason you see an African who is very strong, an African, the memory, the history is that strong. Beyond the Nancy Akosiblo. So when near we wait me there school be Harvard, Yale, Oxford, still omre. This one is true. In the African, I won't go school baby. What's information on? We are more powerful than African. Wakwa school now only in history. And that's the difference. And nothing here see be suya normal way no. So generational wealth no. Sebe. Se unim ze ona nano o is Ghanaian, ona ma wadwenko. And then nim ze obutu akote here wo mo ona ma wadwenko. As a matter of fact, se see e ubisa obi a ukọ ba bi ebisa o kop na nti wo firi he. Wo ma me no papa de se ona na mo ne hwan. Can you imagine se bi as see e metuwe na assembly atomi na ubusa me din kura menkai me ma di menkai me yere kura menkai na me ma me mo menua no nyina menkai school amako normal ma nyina menkai obi abet ma kire me sa na afi magi atom obi tuma so me sa de mako ba bi sesi ya ye kokunkura wo because we need memory, and all human beings, our difference is in our memory. Doctor, a trainee demand, is that our history? Businessman is the same. Engineer, accountant, carpenter. The Juma will cost you, and then will me, and that will be an accident, and the own case is about that one. You know, I don't know. Yes, there's not a 24. So human being is as powerful as its history. The same with a race. Every race is as powerful as their memory. And the history of any group of people is their memory. And this will be distorted you as an individual. Remember, they can rule you forever. And that's why Ukofa Aqua and Asamfra in an amount of baby free baby by is really and connect yasem. Because it is a car, it be a be in a free. It was a penny for him for a woman in answer pan. Woman baby, woman will be assay. Woman baby will be free. And into that Kunyano, so one can't want him from Mount because we do a baby as a bone crow, he found free. That is history. And this is only shallow to a weak people. And to Shia will be an say, oh, Africa 40 years said, we are living in the past and we are blaming the white man. When him the echoes will be assay. You can't get on. When him will be a obeshia be and a near tibia and a near fear, what pest own pest will be betting so. You will feel your free back. We are then. Okay. You may be Mikai England, Madame Bako, no Afghanistan, Mohammed. And yeah, then I need green. Then besides, I know when you green free heifer. Which let me know. But I also know my dreams are Afghanistan, yeah, my dreams are Arab. Also, no, I'm not Arab, I'm Persian.
Wow.
And when you offend or you offend that so catches why Arab, was why Persian. They know. It's only Africans. And because it will be your modern to say and Titiana Yakum will be the design yenti and the primary thing on our say will catch us in here. The essence of history. All education is but history. All education. And you cannot know yourself until you know your history. It's impossible. You cannot know who you are, where you come from, your identity, your courage. Remember generational wealth in also. You will never see the essence of your wealth if you don't know who you are. And how do you know who you are? Until you have memory of who you are. It's a generational wealth, the wealth that was before you and the wealth that will be after you are gone. Oh dear, you are just an intersection. So into a baton. And you say, wouldn't you see a baton at the mouth of a it? It was a by once a China for only 2 years ago, no, the entire name because we have a weak history. Our memory is weak. And it's because we have depended on Brunitity or their mind. And it's entity on the mind. One farm may say a bit deep. Or the may say a boy in infra. And found title or the other to saw a doctor and a lawyer and found. So long as I won't mean an co. Oh, Japadi, who know fan, I was a bow, someone or support no. A catcher is on a investor or technology, one and not you don't. Entertain or the amount or the quantity and the amount. And what paid the video to so. Quantity na the fapping. And I say, Chacosi say, ye dear one summoner. It is what you're titi we are. So be ye dear no, or far 1 penny. Was assassins will be to tar 1 penny. Will be found cry no more 1 penny. Because we said action on offer. So the wealth, the generational wealth, is the land, is the gold, is the people, is the agriculture, is the knowledge, is the memory, is the technology, is the politics, is the culture, is the tradition, is the heritage. This is the entity. So that's the generational wealth. And it's our duty. Say, befa, yes, and they are called. And I say, be making sure that the next ones are going to be the actually, I know when you're on one side. Okay. And into that, him up. We need to tell you about an idea, because we don't have any understanding of wealth. We only have understanding of profession and certificate and salary, not wealth. For baby sanity.
Yeah, legend. And that topic yes, and I'm not me throw no small. So yeah, for say when you're into see a kind African history, sometimes you can't help yourself but to cry. Yeah, because Oshe near my idea in town. I think I won Korabremuni now Nimno. Now go have your 50 years, 60 years. I feel I won't say, you know. Sometimes and the reason why I say minim se me papa this year. Na se me minim se media dear money ya. Omo munya this year kura best kwanda ejapade na ewo ahini no. I'm here until the time where I realized that me na me this year no. Na ayeden aketwe ntina na asese na make say a bit me anka GS we should even look beyond the normal history na yetre na enkan ka say efie no parents if you can try and teach the young ones history as early as possible legend me follow up question yes lessons from African dynasties him say all the big pharaohs or mobile the first 25 no modika eba no your Jose mu on the time nana in Hotep e wo no yehu niema kesia omutimi ye hwe san krofo ya eden na etimi mo omutimi gina e mo kom anim they reign for so many years until the influx of the West or the Europeans and as the Greek came to Kemet. Then a more dance so every other African countries no because Satam is just not other African countries no but omono a then a dance or yeah other African countries no it beat me a free or more in terms of generational wealth.
Or more time no knowledge was God. knowledge was God. That's it. They saw knowledge as supreme. Knowledge. That's why somebody could go to school for 40 years.
Yes. And not to cut you, legend. Mom free a in our buy and Obian ultimate graduate here. Or mom free West Neba Kemet, Obian to me and graduate because all could move about 40 years. New Timmy Cork is here by Pythagoras 22.5 years. Or Moma Canon 10.5. Yeah, or meant to me. Yeah.
That's it. So that was it. Their strength was knowledge. And no knowledge, and then yet it was this was esoteric. It was high level knowledge. And now the prophet for I said why he because he transfer be a pay is solid, becomes spirit. That was it. So their knowledge was not just the solid form, it was a knowledge that was in the spirit. High level vibration. What they call cosmology. More normally be brand no but really it was just knowledge. And it was in every field. Whether it's engineering, whether it's management, whether it's technology, every field, family, every field. And tomorrow, that's why they could build the pyramids. Yes, because their vibration was very, very much high. And Omunim said, Fahudieno Onimdim. And it was an honor's responsibility. So we a leader, you must have that knowledge. I think that was their biggest strength. Because from it, and a BB or so, and just as they say, knowledge is power. That's it. So they were talking, they understood what was wisdom, understanding, knowledge, truth, justice, kindness, compassion. So no man were level. And no man be very cross, say, yeah, kind Bible, yeah, kind. Bible by the same formation no more. If you higher form of those knowledge. That was their greatest strength. It was knowledge. And beyond it, I've almost started some of the church of media. And it's you'll be almost so. And so far, entity. And into the whole empire could run for 500 years, 1,000 years. One generation to the other. Ediana is the knowledge that they transfer. And it's our knowledge, Sabi. Then you will be and will be. And yet, the contract classroom will say agriculture is there be the obedi was a different. And the obedi actually is also a different. And we are going to cost and you know what's on your signing there. So I think that was their strength. Wow. The obsession, the power of knowledge, of wisdom, of understanding. And they call it harmony.
Yeah.
They work in uniformity. There'll be so at that level of knowledge, Sanomano will not exist. Say, yes, you can't have fire, you know, and Garofar, and that is a continuing leader. Because the chess and knowledge in no form. So you will see their knowledge by the precision of their practices. Mm-hmm.